Rosie is the queen of the girls, brown eyes and brown hair in curls. Watch her fix her crown with swollen hands. Pantry stacked with baked bean cans. Excuses and trauma dumps. Self-righteous pumps. Arms crossed tight, jaws set hard. Acting like she owns the yard. Rosie thinks she reigns the room, talking loud to hide the broom. Rolls across the floor in chair, glares at the stalkers with her stare. Rides through kitchen in a battered chair, pretends she doesn't need no care. Family calls, she lets it ring. Mattress rumps, only fling. Excuses and trauma dumps. Self-righteous pumps, calling everyone a chump. Arms, legs, and liberty love. Rosie thinks she reigns the room, talking loud to hide the...
Okay, I think I'm finally caught up here. Welcome in, everybody. Happy, what is it today? Thursday evening, morning, afternoon. Sometimes it's tomorrow for some of you. Yeah, the Bruce suit in all its glory. I love that dance she does. Welcome in. I'll just start at the bottom. Prez, Baby Geico, Strolly, Bjork, Alice, Mistrella, and Stink Stink, my wonderful mods. Bella, Tabe, Kimmy, me, Quirky, Kara. Welcome in all. And Lisa, welcome. So I thought, because I figured I better go live while I still have like the free trial, right? Because it's fun to play with, right? So we could finish watching that late night stream that she did the other day. She was also dragged miserably on the bus, LCU bus. I don't know how they feel about watching their shit, but... And she had also been on some more girls panels, and she was also on Stefan's panels. Oh, I gotta put my phone on mute. Hold on a second. I got a lot of people calling me. Okay, we're good. We're golden. So do you guys have a preference of what you want to watch today? I do want to see the... Okay, I'm going to just put it on subs for just 1 minute. Just because we're so close to 1,000, you guys. Like, so close. And make sure you're on all chat, all messages. Yeah, she's not on Insta. You can't send emojis. You've sniped us before, you think you okay? So I'll give you a rundown of what happened on the bus. So they started off and they were calling out Rosie. So that was the best part, where Fupa Cheese and Tech were kind of calling out Rosie, like just, and talk. And then people in the chat were saying some of the nasty stuff that Rosie has done. And then Keem came on and started saying that he's coming for her, but only if they get so many community donations, blah, blah, blah. And that if they make this many super chats and this many community members, he'll cover her. And then who came on? God, why can't I remember his name? Stefan came on and said that he was in a peace treaty with Rosie, that he wasn't going to um, talk shit about her. But the one thing he did say he found it interesting is that Rosie said to him when she said, "You don't know the price you pay." That was directed towards a they, not a he. So I'm really leaning towards um just the BBW community and some of like the shenanigans that go on inside of it. I know. Imagine being in a peace treaty with an alleged pred. I know. And then I heard so Rosie wants to stand with the girls, right? And she went on a lot of the girls things and wants the girls to have a voice, the victims to have a voice, to share their story. She's really big about that, she says. But then she goes on a live stream with their abuser, schmoozer. Like, come on. That makes no sense. And Zach did a good video on it too. So it's up to you guys. We can finish watching that late night live. We can watch Zach's video on it. She has nothing on her Instagram. I tried to get some clips of her going online, like on live with the girls, but really nothing was said. They were just kikiing it. They were just, talking about hoagies and different things. Although they were talking about dresses last night. Rosie was not on panel, but she was in the chat. And all of a sudden I see Rosie wrote, "I hate Bloom Chic." And I'm like, bitch, you're still wearing your Bloom Chic clothing. Like you're still wearing it 3 years later. Well, I'm just reading what everything. I'm just catching up. What did HRH say? Oh, really? You guys got gifted? Well, someone came in with like 50 subs or something like that. Yeah. Well, she's got a new audience coming in, so she needs to like double down on her. And then she made a comment about feederism the good way. Now, I need Rosie. Sorry, I need to find my glasses because I can't see your guys' chats. I need to I need Rosie to explain that. HRH, are you going to discuss, like, do a video on that? Because nah, okay. Okay, because I'm like, I don't even know where to start with that. Like, I don't have any clips or anything like that. So I was like, oh, somebody had it all. You're on strike. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Well, Rosie doesn't like a lot of groups. Like she really doesn't. I think she is a bigot. Is that the right term? Is that a right term? Yes. Well, Quirky, I don't think we'll get it till after the thing comes out because she can't guarantee how long she's going to be in there and there's no way that she's missing the documentary. Yeah. And so she was on a panel with Stefan and Rita, I believe is her name. And Rita used to hold the bashes in Georgia. And those are the bashes. So bashes is just like a big party. I don't know if they're like sexy time parties or whatever. Yeah. Oh, when she said that, oh, it's okay. You don't, English is not your first language. I was like, bitch, like his English is completely fine. And he is, like a smart, like I'm not condoning him, but he, English is not a problem for him at all. Yeah. Okay. So Rita was there. So are those the bashes that Rita had, like, or not Rita, that Rosie had like her 10 sums with? Yeah. I think Rosie needs to be around for this documentary. When did she do that, Stink? I haven't seen that. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. I just haven't seen it. Yes. They're basically parties. Yeah, Perez. I'll put that up. But she calls them bashes. Yeah. I'm getting excited for this documentary. So we have a problem. So is the doc it's a three-parter, right? 3 1 hours, right? Um so I can watch the first one and I'm going to figure out a way cuz I'm not monetized. So like what happens if I was just playing it in the background with my camera pointed at it? What I wonder what would happen while I talked. um the second one, I will not be able to watch. I will be in surgery. And the third one, I probably can watch. So you guys will have to keep me informed on the second one. I'll probably watch it from the hospital bed. They'll probably take the stream down. Yeah, I was wondering if it was just kind of in the background playing. Who knows, right? But yes. Like, what if I did like even had it on closed captioning and I did like a dramatic reading of the video while it was playing. I don't know. A lot of people are going to watch it in Discords or something like that. Yeah, it depends how clear the music is too. Yeah. She said it to HRH. Honestly. Well, I think yeah, she I don't know. To back up what I'm saying, I'll need like I need the clips. Like she always has problems with certain. Yeah, maybe I'll do that this weekend, Quirky, because I can only get Investigation Discovery on my cable TV. So who knows, right? They do have a lot of their docs on YouTube. Yeah, maybe I'll test it. Okay, what do you guys want to watch? Do you guys want to watch Zach's video or finish up the stream that we didn't get to finish? Oh, that's good. Pause. TLC and Discovery will take you down fast. No, I'm Canadian. We don't have HBO Max. Like it might be included in the Disney, but I know for sure that I have it on my TV. Like it just came with the channels. Oh, yes. Scrange's Coop is my throwaway one, so I might be able to do it on that. I'll do a test run this weekend. That's a good idea. I use StreamYards. I'm trying to learn OBS, and I'm not that great at it. Yes. Yes, I'll make a throwaway. I have a throwaway channel. Do you guys want to watch Zach's video first? Okay. Let me just get it big.
Today, I was going to potentially.
I just can't believe how much. Yes, it is a different email. Like, it's a totally different channel. Totally different email. Not connected at all. It's one of my sock accounts. I can't believe how many people are now, like, got their eyes on Rosie. Like, I think she's taking the crown. You know what I mean? Like, Amber's no longer existent, and Foodie's always doing bizarre things.
Potentially watch the last Texas vlog that she finally put out. Y'all know she only just went to Texas in March, and we're just finally getting the conclusion of the Texas content crazy. So then I started thinking, well, if y'all waited that.
Well, I think she is loving it. And it really bugs me, like, when she's on TikTok, if anybody makes any sort of comment or criticism or critique of her in those TikTok panels, she's like, it's girl world. It's girl world. Like, she just cannot be held accountable. She's like, they're lying. They're twisting facts. When a lot of the comments aren't lies. Like, a lot of the comments are absolute truths of what happened coming out of Rosie's own mouth and what we saw. And she's trying to tell everyone on TikTok that they're all fake. They're all fake.
That long for Rosie to just post her last Texas content, then y'all can wait potentially another day or two for me to get around to reacting to that. If you even want me to react to it at all at this point. You know, I don't even know if there's anything of relevance in there, anything of interest in there. But when I woke up this morning, one of my moderators sent me a DM with several screenshots of a particular person from the Girl World community, a Girl World OG.
Welcome in, LV. Yes. LV, yes. And anytime anyone went up, she went down. HRH went up, and Rosie's like, I know who you are. And she's like, you don't know who I am. She's like, I know what you're doing. It was funny.
If you will, who was trying to challenge Rosie. But then what shook me even more than Michael B. Petty showing back up into this corner of the internet, what shook me even more was the fact that this was all happening in a live stream with Stefan, i.e. the guy who created the Paradise House that this documentary that Rosie's about to be in is about, okay? And she was on live stream with him. So I just want to remind you a little bit about what this fucking docuseries is even supposed to be about. The production itself gives this descriptor for when you go and find this on like HBO's streaming platform, right? This is how they're selling this particular docuseries. It says, Big Girls Wanted Escaping Paradise. Paradise promised safety in a utopia for plus-size women. The sisterhood turns dark as allegations of assault and coercion spread among the women. I also found an Us Weekly article on the internet that talks a little bit more about it. It even quotes our girl, although it doesn't quote her by name, but it quotes our girl. For example, it says, he's selling a fantasy. You'll be loved here, worshipped like a goddess, but they don't tell you the price that you pay, one woman said in the trailer. While another added, he says, this is just a body positive space, and I just love fat women, and it's totally innocent when it's totally not. The article right after that quotation goes on to say, several women previously accused him of manipulation, victimization, coercion.
So these are articles that were in different like People, I think, and something else. I haven't even seen these articles. So they're talking about, I think this is getting quite a bit of buzz.
And sexual assault while part of the community. After they shared their allegations on social media, he sued 4 of the women for defamation and related claims. However, the court sided with the women and dismissed all of his and Paradise's claims and instructed him to pay a
I think they wouldn't let him up. Like, I think Michael B. Petty was in the back. And that's when they weren't letting anyone up because they were all like worried about Rosie. And I was mad that they wouldn't let him up because like, that would have been great. That would have been great.
attorney's fees, according to the Randazza Legal Group's website. So Miss Rosie, who's all about not like, let's think about this. Just last week, was it? She did that whole ragey video where she raged on and on and on about how gross Keemstar is and how gross Keemstar is because he exploits people. He exploits the people in the LCU.
Do you guys think Rosie will ever go on the LCU? Yeah, Rosie said, if you let him up, I'm leaving. And do you think Michael B. Petty's around on a sock somewhere? Do you think he's probably like one of our favorite socks? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he's still around. You think she would? Oh, I wish I could I can't do a. Yes, I agree with this. Oh, I have to leave my comments up longer. The entire TikTok was an ops mission to discredit Rosie and recruit more Paradise members. It would derail their mission. Exactly. I have a feeling he's a sock. I have a feeling that he's a well-known sock. I have no proof, zero, just intuition. Just thinking. She's constantly talking about Girl World, and she hates Girl World. Well, girl, you banged in the door. You wanted to come in here. Like, this is how you wanted to be. Okay.
He was exploiting the victims who chose that platform to go and share their stories. They, regardless of how you feel about the LCU, those victims chose to go there. Also, admittedly, Keemstar is gross, is weirdly, right? Is not a good man, not a good human. And she just had all that criticism.
And I think like Girl World is kind of one of those communities, like it's kind of like what Rosie, like Hotel California. Like once you arrive, you don't really ever leave. Like you pop in and out. You think that you're gone for a while, but no, you get sucked back in. It's like a demon house or something. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm playing this.
Criticism for the LCU and for people going on and sharing their stories on the LCU.
Part of me that was like, man, I wish I could like just say anything. But I also knew one that wasn't a good idea. And two, you won't catch me giving that monster money.
Or even American Story Murder House. Did you say Hotel? Or even American Story Murder House. Have you guys seen that season? That was a good season.
And any of you that have. Anyway, this is, I want to highlight the parts that people have forgotten or just don't know about based on what spaces of the internet they've existed in and what years. Keemstar is a monster. There is a reason I was so offended when Amber came to me and was like, maybe we should do an LCU show together, like half a year before she ended up on the LCU. Like, I would never willingly associate myself with that. I have no issue with the other hosts personally.
But she associates herself with Stefan. Like, come on. So, kind of like what Kara said is, Is something going on with chatting? You guys having trouble chatting? Oh, okay. I agree with that too, Zing. Yeah, all messages. Sometimes YouTube does its thing, you know. Okay, what was I talking about? Ugh, I forgot. I might remember.
I don't know much about them, but Keemstar.
And this is lies. This is lies as well, because she knows a lot about them. She knows, she was watching when Amber was on. Like, she knows a lot about the LCU. She tries to say that, oh, someone just sends me clips. Who? I'm an owl. Who sends you clips? You know she's watching. And you know that she was watching last night. Oh, it's about holding her accountable. Thank you. The thing is that when you bring up specific incidences, all what she says is, that's been clipped out of context. That's not what I said. You know, that kind of bullshit. Like, if people are going to hold her accountable, they need to have like the full context clip all prepped and ready to go, and like a one-on-one interview, like they do on 60 Minutes, where they show the clip and say, now, why did you say that? Or this, you know what I mean? Because she always says, oh, it's them twisting my words.
Being like the ringleader of all the LOL cows and exploiting all these mentally ill people after what he did to Etika is insane.
But now she fully participated in this docuseries that's supposed to highlight how awful, how bad.
And exactly. Even if she owned up to anything, she's incapable of changing her behaviors. Like, just look at how she's talking about how she's changed from last year, that 2025 was a lost year, and she's changed so much. You guys don't even know how much she's changed when nobody can see the change. And then she's involving herself in more drama and more bullshit, just like she did last year. Like, she hasn't changed. She thinks she's being accountable in her delusional head, but she's actually not. Nobody sees any change.
This man is, and now she's paneling up with him on TikTok live streams. She's going on TikTok live streams with this man, hearing this man out. And the documentary that she is a part of is making claims that he has manipulated, victimized, coerced, and sexually assaulted several women while they were a part of this house, a part of this community. And he even failed at suing the women for defamation. He even failed at that because the court sided with the women. And Rosie wants to get on her moral high ground and sit over here and criticize people for going on Lolcow, going and talking to Keemstar about what's going on with this. And she's willing to go sit and talk to the man who did it himself? Rosie, what in the hell are we doing here? I genuinely don't understand. You make no goddamn sense. Listen, I get it. People are sometimes hypocritical, sometimes contradict themselves. I'm sure I have multiple times. But you literally just last week were...
And Rosie's really big. So when people like are saying things, well, with Jeff, yes, there wasn't a police report, but there was comments from the victim's dad, which I find credible. I don't know how much it would hold up in a court of law, but I find it credible. But Rosie's like, I think she has two kind of things she either says. She's like, I don't believe anything unless I see proof. I don't believe anything unless there's, police reports. I don't believe anything unless I have concrete evidence of it. And then on the other hand, she requires her audience to fully believe her without any concrete evidence, without any proof, like just by her word. Like, so she won't believe someone on their word or their experience or their, like, I hate saying story, but their narrative of it or their telling of it and their experience. But she expects everyone in her community and all her followers and watchers to believe her on her word. Because we have never, ever seen any evidence of a stalker or anything. According to Rosie, if Rosie needs evidence, we have never, ever seen evidence. Like, not even a screenshot, not even a DM. Like, not even a DM of him being weird and creepy. Like nothing. We have seen nothing of this person. I think there might be a few comments on Reddit, but there's nothing connecting those comments to the person that Rosie is talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Ranting and raving about the ways that Keemstar has abused, has manipulated, has exploited people. And you said nobody should go on that man's YouTube channel. And now look at you on a live stream with a guy who you feel it's important enough to go sit in a documentary and talk about him, which, like, let me also be clear. I believe he did all of those things. I already said that Stefan was in my comments trying to say, along with many others' comments, let's just be clear about that. But he was already in my comments saying that he was available for interviews if I wanted. And I have no desire to platform this gross, creepy old man. I just really, truly don't. But for Rosie, who is apparently just trying to make this all about her, even though I watched part of the stream and we're going to watch parts of it together. And part of the stream, she fully even agreed.
So I'll give you guys my opinion on this whole thing. So first of all, when people say, like, always believe the victims, always believe the women, I believe that that's like, give them a safe space. Give them a safe space to express themselves, to tell their, I hate saying story. I wish I can come up with a better word than that. To tell their experience, to tell what happened without judgment, without ridicule, without victim shaming, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's what I believe that is. And I think far too often, so for so many decades, there was no space for that at all. There was none. Like, you couldn't say it because you were automatically the one in the wrong. You couldn't say anything because you were victim shamed, I guess. Victim blamed, victim shamed, victim blamed. And you were never believed. So it's great that it's now encouraged to tell your side, or not side, but to tell your experience. Their account. Perfect. Thank you. And so with Stefan, do I think that he's creepy? Yes, absolutely. Do I think that he is exploiting some of these women? From what I know, yes. From what I've seen, yes. Do I think that he likes big, like super, super morbidly obese women? Yes. Do I think that he gets off on having them in his house and pretending to be a savior and an awesome guy that is just about love and positivity? And so that these young, not all of them have been young, but some are young, some are naive, some are not wise to, like, the creeps out there, if you know what I mean. And he gets them into his house and he's surrounded by them. Do I think that that's weird and creepy and offensive? Yes. Do I think it's, what's another word? Exploitative? Yes. Do I think that he has been in situations where he took advantage of some of these women? Yes. Yes. Do I think that he's brainwashed these women? I think in some instances. Do I think some women might have had a good experience there? That could be true too. That could be true too. They might have just had a pleasant experience. But I don't think everyone had a great experience. Yes. So I watched an interview with Lena Dunham. And it talked about, like, once you've been already victimized, how it happens over and over again, and it's not that person's fault. it's um the person that interviewed her explained it really great. I'll try to find it. Manipulated, yeah. Oh, brainwashed, yeah. I guess brainwashed is something different. Um, so this is the part that's gonna probably get me canceled. Okay, so Stefan is like Gen X, right? Like he's an older. So my experience of being a Gen X in my 20s and 30s, and even now, is that men always had their hands on us. Always. Always. It still happens now in my workplace with Gen X men towards Gen X women. And it's not always like sometimes you get a hand on your shoulder and you're like fine, like it doesn't feel like anything. But sometimes you get the ick. A lot of the times you get the ick. I worked construction and was always someone's hands were on me, on my ass, on my hips, all that, right? And we never said anything. We just thought they were creepy people and you learned how to avoid them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just wouldn't go around creepy construction foreman A because he always wanted to put his hands around my waist or touch my ass. So it was different. So I know things are different now. I know things are different now. And I'm trying to learn and accept that isn't normal. Like that's just not normal. That's called SA. Is it called SA? Yes. You just don't put your hands on anybody is the new thing, right? Not the new thing, but you know what I mean. Like that's the more like just keep your hands off of people. Just don't fucking touch anybody. Stefan is old. Like he is Gen X. And just because I know it's wrong, like I'm not excusing his behavior, but I can see how he'd be handsy. I can see it. It's gross and it's creepy and it's icky, but I can see it. I can see being handsy. And it's not saying that it's right. But then I can also see why he'd be like, "Oh shit, that's wrong." So he needs to know that that's wrong. And I know what people are saying it's automatic that you know it's wrong, but it's not quite that automatic. Like honestly, I didn't feel that any of this weird touching that went on through my whole lifetime as being a girl, a woman, was weird. I didn't think it was weird because it happened to everybody and everybody was doing it. And I didn't think that it felt icky, but I didn't think it was wrong. Do you guys know what I say? Okay, let me just see. He's Gen X. He's 50. He's in his 50s. Yeah, don't be alone in the room with Dan. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was categorized as creepy or icky or handsy. Like some people were just way too handsy. And so I'm not excusing the like the some of the claims like some of them are like the grape and stuff like that. Like, but I can see how he's in a party and he's a creepy, icky weirdo and he's sashaying around everybody and he's got his hands on everybody. Like I can see that. Can you guys visualize that? That he's, "Hi, honey." And when he goes behind you, he touches your bum or your ass. Like I have people I work with right now that do that in my workplace. Like, I think maybe my workplace needs to take a inappropriate touching seminar, but I can see him doing that, right? And so my view, and I hate that the word essay is so broad. I just hate it. It encompasses unwanted touching. It encompasses um like, and then it encompasses like violations that are a lot. Like it encompasses grape and stuff like that, right? Well, they should be called out. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. And I'm glad that things are changing. That it's okay that we don't tell children that if the boy tries to kiss you, he likes you. Like I'm glad that things are changing. But I just hate that essay involves a wide compass. I wish the law would break it down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because when I hear essay, in my mind, in my little Gen X mind, I'm thinking of grape and stuff like that. So, and then when I hear that, um, like a boob grab is also essay. It's not right. I'm not saying it's right, but just that they're in the same category, bugs me. That bugs me a lot. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? I can also say that it's not just men. I'm just speaking as a woman with men. Yeah, there are some creepy women as well. Everyone can be creepy, you know. Right. So Baby Geico said Stefan is German. Women's rights and boundaries aren't really a thing they spoke out against. And I think that um context matters also. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Context matters. I mean, if you're in a shopping market and some complete stranger comes up and nanus you, I'm trying to use YouTube friendly that's a lot different um than someone just like your friend or someone just like slide. You know what? Like context and intent matter as well. It and Okay, I agree with this. So grad schooler says, I think for many of us who are Gen X or older, the term essay feels hyperbolic when to us inappropriate touching or boundary violation feels better suited. But that's an us problem. It is. Yes. And you got to remember, like, we're all ingrained with the generation that we grew up in. All our experiences are similar in a similar generation, even if we grew up in different parts of the world. It was just the way what we saw on TV, the way society was at that time of growing up in certain important developmental parts of your life. The preschool age, the elementary age, the tween age, the teen age, the young adult age, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. It's so like for example, we had Girls Gone Wild. And if nobody has seen a Girls Gone Wild video, um it's insane. Those girls were, now looking back, completely exploited, manipulated, and essayed regularly. The girls would have their shirts up and have 20 guys nanuing them. Do you know what I mean? Like, and there was zero consent for that. So, yeah, who is safe and who is slimy? Yeah, you always get that warning. Don't go, Yes, like women can be creepers too. Cinderella. Stop. Yes, and take accountability for how something lands and and what's appropriate and not. So, um, it was horrific. Girls Gone Wild was horrific. And it's culturally dependent as well. So that's yes, I agree with this. That the younger generation should be the ones making the laws and curating their future rather than us old farts clinging to the ways that no longer work. Right. Exactly. So listening to other people's live streams and especially the chatters, I've learned a lot. Like I really have. Um and I'm trying to open my perspective because it is changed. It is and I hate the cliche that it's a different world. It is a different world. It is absolutely a different world. And um listen, I've lived in this generation for 50 years. I'm not going to change in a month, right? But I do like to have the new opinions and new perspectives and everything like that. I do because I can't stay in the past, right? Because what would affect me or what doesn't affect me may completely affect somebody else, right? I think he finally did get sued or put in jail. So, um be patient and when I say things that a lot of people might find out of pocket, um I can't change the way I've thought and my life experiences and the way my life experiences were handled for 50 years, right? Quickly. I'm trying, but I can't. So, anyways, that's why like I think everyone has a right to say I think everyone has the right to say when he like when that person touched me, however, it felt icky and I didn't like it, regardless of what the situation was. It could just be someone giving you a handshake and you could say, I didn't like it. It felt icky. So I think that is good. Like that is good. Um yeah. So my problem is, I guess my problem with the thing, I have to wait for the documentary to come out, is that I just wish that like not that we can be specific. Okay, his the allegations against him, I'm just going to say allegations for like grape and like that and taking advantage when someone was very incoherent and intoxicated, all that stuff. I'm not talking about that stuff, okay? But when they're like, "Oh, he essayed me." I don't know. This is a me problem. I know it's a me problem. I just wish we could I wish we could break apart what was inappropriate touching or boundary violation versus the more serious stuff. That's what I wish, okay? That's kind of how I yeah, and cultures are different. Are you for or against groping? I'm not for groping. I don't I don't nobody is ever for groping. I hope that's not what you got against me that I am for groping. Yeah, abort, abort. I don't know, that's weird. Anyways, I'm just saying, like I already said it, that things were different when I was growing up that are now and rightfully so, are now being brought up. Like, no, you can't touch someone like that. No, you can't do that. When I was growing up, it was commonplace. That's all. So my experience of it versus someone experiencing now are vastly different. And they have a right to call out to say that, keep your hands off people. Don't touch them in weird places. Don't touch them at all. I think that's great that that's now coming out. So I'd just be interested in this coming out. I think he has manipulated a lot of those women that went to that house. And I think he's still trying to manipulate the narrative. But it'll be interesting in how this comes out and what even comes out. Right? So that's my opinion. And I still be interested in see what Rosie's part of it is. Be interesting to do a deep dive into these communities. I don't think it's been done very often because I think it can be like a great place to, have fun, be with people that have the same, not interests as you, but that look like you. Because sometimes you don't want to hang out, like you want to just be around like-minded individuals, I guess. I don't know. And to go to places where the men are interested in you instead of feeling left out, the one without a partner at the prom or something. You know what I mean? But I think there can be a lot of shadiness as well. Okay, I'm just going through your comments. Okay. Anyways, that was my view on it. I still think that he is like creepy but I don't know much about it, right? Like we need to learn, we need to watch this. And because we really don't know much about, like we don't know a lot about it, right? We know some, but I think we need to know more. Yeah. If you don't have consent, don't touch someone. Keep your hands to yourself. Like they taught you like in grade school. Keep your hands to yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that you guys understand. And yeah. It was just, and I think the Me Too movement, well, it made people realize that what was happening wasn't okay. Like it was so common. I can't even stress to you how common it was. Like I can't you could go to the supermarket and the little teller guy that's begging you, not begging you, but begging your groceries would be like put his arm around your waist in a weird, creepy way. Like it was so common, and the sexual comments were common. Like it was every single day, probably at least once a day, at least once a day. Never mind if you were going out or you dressed up nice or you worked in a male dominated area. I'm just talking for myself. I know women can be creeps too. But it was every single day, at least something, at least a comment, and not like a nice comment, like a gross comment. Like I remember once, this is what broke me. I was working construction and uh was doing underground utilities. So there's like storm pipes, water pipes, sewer pipes, and they're pretty big. And some of them for some of the constructions are like a foot wide or more. And I have to measure it. So I have to get down in the trench and climb over these pipes. And I was straddling one of the pipes because it was like 18 inches wide. So you had to kind of sit on it to get over it, if you guys know what I mean. And one of the construction foremen says something along the lines of, and I was just trying to do my job. Like, I'm just trying to do my job. Said something along the lines of laying big pipe, or is that the way you sit on big pipe, or something crude like that. And that was it. That was it for me. I went and I told my boss. And then things changed. Yeah. I think they had some how to talk to people seminars, because things changed after them. But I still got paid $3 an hour less than my male counterpart who just started, and I had been there for 8 years. So Jesus, pause. A boss. Oh my God. It's awful. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I'm like shocked, Bella. I'm shocked. But it wasn't like I got the runaround because it was normalized. It was so normalized that I didn't feel like I had I didn't feel like I had to speak up because it was normalized. Because if I spoke up, what about the other 30 women that it's happening to? Like, it was happening to everybody. And so it wasn't anything unique or something that and nobody told me that it was wrong. Nobody said that. Nobody talks to you like that. Right? And I told my boss when I had reached my boiling point. I finally felt unsafe. I just wanted to do my job, and I couldn't do my job without getting harassed, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? So, okay. Yeah, we'll move on. Okay, let's watch Zayak.
Breeze that she's never met this man. She can't speak to knowing him in person, things like that. But she's gonna go on here. Oh God, she has nothing to do with this. She's making it all the fuck about her. It's just exhausting at this point. And that's obviously the most important, like, what the fuck here. But that doesn't even go on to like highlight the true what the fuckery of like, girl, didn't you just tell all your members that you weren't capable of doing live streams for them? But let me just say, the reason we're not watching the entirety of this time that she spent on Stefan's like little TikTok live stream, the reason we're not watching the whole thing is because it's like 2 to 3 hours. And not to mention that, but she was also guesting in Xiomara's live streams on TikTok and things like that. Just absolutely, utterly fucking ridiculous that she has all the time in this world to go.
Yes, and I'm very grateful that things are changing. Like, I'm so grateful that things are changing. And I'm raising boys, and I'm raising boys to not treat women that way. I'm trying. I don't know how good of a job I'm doing. But I'm glad things are changing. I'm glad we are talking about it, at least, like, maybe not in this YouTube chat, but there is a conversation world around. There is a conversation. We're having conversations about it, at least.
try to like get clout and attention from this very serious subject and situation, all because she's in a documentary where they wanted to, I guess, get her expertise on feederism. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Also, mind you, she's the one that's been sitting here going on and on and on about how like she thinks people should just wait and see what the documentary says before they just make all these assumptions. And she's sitting out here yapping to anybody who will fucking listen. It's just truly, truly, truly so wild. And yeah, those are my general thoughts. Those are my general thoughts. So we can watch parts of the stream. I'm going to watch it via Nikki T. I'll leave a link to this specific stream that Nikki T did. And a pinned comment, Nikki has some timestamps. So I'm just going to use some of those for guiding what we listen to and when. And then I also went and found a timestamp of when an old friend of mine, Michael B. Petty, finds his way into the chat and has some challenging things to say to Rosie, and I think even tries to get them to let him come on the panel to confront Rosie himself. But it seems that they don't end up letting that happen or allowing that to happen, which I also find fascinating. And to be honest, I just gotta give a shout out to Michael for keeping up with this shit, apparently just for the love of the game. The reason that Michael being a part of this today, or whenever this happened, I'm sure they were streaming like in the middle of the night when I was asleep, because I woke up to a lot of this news. I do want to say why Michael being here also slays me is at one point when Rosie was ranting about how awful and terrible I am.
My God, I just noticed that Zach has his little glitter board back here. I haven't seen that in years. I remember when he got it.
She had something to say about how it was a good thing that Michael left Girl World when he did.
I have a snark on Reddit. Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, welcome to the internet. That doesn't surprise me. I don't seek shit out about myself. Literally, I would bet $1 million if Michael B. Petty had stuck around, that would have been him. But he left in his prime. That's why he has such like a gold standard lens. Yeah, I don't fuck with Zach or Michael at all. I don't hide that.
And if anything, it was a good thing for Rosie's memories of Michael B. Petty.
Yeah, I'm starting to lean towards more like the toxicity of the BBW community. And I also need to add that we're just talking North America here. There are so many places where they're not having this conversation that we were just having. They are just not having it at all. It's still legal in a lot of places.
because Miss Mann would be real sad to find out that Michael ain't never liked her ass. Michael was one of the first people in my DMs to start sounding the alarms about her weirdly behavior, because he saw that I had mentioned her a couple times, or mentioned like watching her vlogs and things like that. And he was like, Zach, I don't know if you know the full tea about Miss Rosie. So Michael, truly one of the first people to ever sound the alarm on her. So I'm not surprised that sounded the alarm to me. One of the first, let me clarify, because I know people will be like, no, so-and-so's been talking about Rosie forever. What I mean is he's one of the first people to talk to me directly and be like, you better watch out for Miss Rosie. And I think actually my response at the time was like, I don't know, like, yeah, she seems like maybe a little bit of a mess, but like, I'm gonna keep her at an arm's length until obviously she just like went cray-cray. I also want to say, since we are using a video.
So the Rosie stuff from 2015 that I think is still on Reddit, what stuff is that from? Is that was that talking about her Instagram stuff? Or I need to look into it. But I'm terrible at Reddit. I don't even know what to look under. Probably her name. I probably should start with her name.
A live stream from Nikki T. I do just want to note that Nikki T is somebody that Rosie has like personally been mad about in the past. She is somebody that Rosie has gotten mad at Pulpy for giving a shout out to. And that's because Nikki at one point did have some kind of relationship with Cam, who is one of the biggest perpetrators when it comes to going in real life with Rosie. And in fact, Cam was the one that on Levi's last birthday sent Rosie the email that had the name of the person that Rosie alleges assaulted her. And so after that point, as far as I can tell, Nikki has like ended involvement in that. But anytime I bring up Nikki, somebody brings it up in the comments. So I just want to be clear about that connection there. I go out of my way to not necessarily endorse any other channels in Girl World, but I do always make it a point to try to credit where I'm seeing stuff, where I'm hearing stuff from. And Nikki is a living archive of Rosie content and stuff. And if there's something that Rosie has done on the internet and you're trying to find the receipts for it, it is very possible that Nikki has it. And so to that extent, I can't speak to Nikki T as a person. There have been
And Rosie calls it a project, which is also a weird phrasing of it. I do think it is 3 episodes. Even Stefan says it's 3 hours. So I think it'd be over like, and I don't think Investigation Discovery like puts all 3 episodes at once. I don't know. I may be wrong. I don't have HBO Max. I don't know how they do it. Like Netflix drops all 6 episodes. I don't know. So I don't know if they'll drop all 3 at once, but the way she calls it a project is bizarre to me.
been people in the past that are like, I don't think you should support Nikki. I don't think you should do this. I don't think you should do that. I'm simply letting you all know where I got the tea from. I also in the past was skeptical of her relationship with Cam. I think Cam is a nasty person. I also think she has tried, as far as I know, to distance herself from that previous relationship with him. And when it comes to changing yourself and doing better, that's all I can really ask for. Anyways, all of that aside, let's get to it. Let's watch some of this stupid ass involvement in Stefan's stream that Rosie had going on. All right, so just to give you an overview of what you're looking at, again, this is a video from Nikki T, and it is her live streaming in real time Stefan's live stream on TikTok, okay? And so in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see Stefan. These other 2 women, the one below Stefan, I think her name is Shelby, and the one to the right of Stefan, I think is Minxie. I don't know what their relationship to anything is, to be honest with you. I do think there's also other people who pop up on panel from time to time. So I can't give you a ton of info about that. I'm just here to say that's who you're looking at. And then obviously Rosie in the bottom right-hand corner.
I am being fucking railroaded right now by everybody, by all sides. And if it wasn't...
Sorry, please continue. I don't mean to interrupt you.
If it wasn't for Shelby...
Is that too loud for you guys? Let me know.
Aubrey and Rizka...
Mostly also because Nikki wants this for receipts. She doesn't like pause and talk over it too often. She just wants it in real time. So no worries about that. But if you do hear her, that's obviously Nikki.
And like, the last remaining like real people in my life right here, and like even Minxie coming back up and Shelby making peace there, and like, this is terrible. Paradise was supposed to be something positive, and where has it gotten us? On a fucking murder mystery channel. Okay, sorry. Now your turn.
No, you're fine, and I apologize. I'm not trying. You gave me that's my time to speak, so I'm not trying to be rude. So, the first thing I want to.
So it's interesting that she went up on this panel. What I want to know what your guys's thoughts are on why she went up. Do you think she went up just like she was in his chat? So that's a choice, first of all. And I don't know what she said in his chat. But even being in there is kind of weird, and chatting. Like, I don't mind lurking, but and then coming up on the panel is a choice as well. What do you guys think that she went up there for? Do you think it was for attention? Attention. Because I don't think she made any clear points. Well, she did, but not the clear points she wanted to make.
Stay out the gate because
She said, I'm going to be so nice and respectful to this man that I went and participated in a whole docuseries to talk about how awful he was. I'm going to be so kind and respectful. Mind you, she's too afraid to go live while experiencing her period because she's worried she's going to be too cranky. Mind you, she couldn't control herself to calmly talk about Girl World or Keemstar, but she's being calm, peaceful, respectful.
Cam had a channel and he covered Rosie and also a viewer as well.
Not interrupting this man. Like, again, I don't get it.
it seems to me it's pretty clear that you haven't seen anything that's come directly from me and my content because I don't involve myself with the LCU. I think that shit's disgusting. I will never involve myself in the LCU.
The other thing I also noticed that when she went on panel is that she wanted to tell her story again, especially when the cousin came up. Like, she wanted to talk about her story and her traumas and her experience and her narrative. Like, she didn't want to talk about whatever the panel was talking about. She just wanted to share her experience. She mentioned the We're All Insane podcast at least 3 times. It was insane.
And I'm frustrated that all of this is even involved in that universe because That's grimy garbage content. I called it moldy hot dog water to be specific.
It's grimy garbage content, and yet here she is talking to a man with serious allegations of assault and coercion and manipulation. Like,
want to be involved in it at all. But I want to state that this entire time through this process, the timing of Shay's passing is horrible. Regardless of my opinion of you or any person involved, anyone who knew Shay is a human being and deserves grace and time to mourn. And this is a layer of complexity that is deeply upsetting. And I had no relationship with
Well, I agree with this too, that she had so many other panels that she could have gone on. You know, like why she picked his? I don't know. There's a choice.
Shay. I never interacted with her.
okay, then why are you there, Rosie? Why are you here right now? like I also don't know anything about Shay. I don't know her involvement in this. I know that she passed away and that the timing is maybe coincidental in terms of like how recent it was in terms of this documentary also coming out, but I don't know much more than that. But Rosie's out here saying she doesn't know this person personally, and then she's also saying that like Stefan deserves time to like grieve and process that and things like that. Like what is
And Rosie has switched her audience. Like it's always been, you know, essentially Girl World or the Girl World adjacents, the gutter sluts and the glitter fuckers and like the adjacents to Girl World that watched her. But a lot of her chat revolves, not revolves. Like it changes every few months. All her old people are gone. A bunch of new people come in. So she's always gathering a new audience.
what is the point of you coming on here and saying that for this man who's done awful, terrible things to people? Allegedly, or been accused of, I guess I should say, just to cover my bases, since apparently he likes to sue people for defamation.
I even knew about her or of her, so I won't speak on her as a person, and I haven't this entire time.
And yet you're here.
I will never want to disrespect that. And regardless of my opinion of you, which I have many, and I'm the kind of person where if I say something behind your back, I'll say it to your face, right? I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, like, you know, you're someone I would want to be friends with. But I will sit here and say that you're a human being, and that was someone that was close to you, and you have your right to your grief. At the same time, in that grief, I think there's room for grace. However, I find it interesting that that was your first response to when you were acting out in your wrongdoing towards the situation, toward me specifically. Because yes, you are grieving, and there is a layer there where I find understanding, and I don't ever want to discredit that. But I do want to point out that that was your first response instead of just holding the accountability for your actions. That I do have in screen recording that
Rosie talking about anybody else taking accountability for their actions when she can't come close to accepting accountability for even the smallest of her missteps, the smallest of her mistakes, let alone the big ones, is just wild to me. It's very much on par, on course for Rosie. She very much does expect things out of other people that she doesn't hold herself to. But it is just wild knowing that Rosie is just a history.
Could you imagine if what she says in the documentary is completely negative about the girls? Like, what if they edit it so that what she says is completely negative about the girls? Like, I just thought of that angle as well. And then she's been up on panel with all these girls. I don't know. It probably isn't because she wouldn't be that dumb. But I'm just saying, there's so many angles you can look at this from.
Of not taking accountability for her own problems, her own behaviors, her own actions.
Or you did say when you did not have the information.
Like which part are you talking
You were
about?
calling me a bitch when you were talking about in the last live when, you know, this live was very different, but the last live when I joined it and someone saw my name.
And so she only joins the panel to call him out for calling her a bitch. And for saying something about, for what like was agreed upon her, not anything else. Like she just wanted vindication for herself.
And I was dogpiled on for almost 30 minutes, and you said specifically to me that you watched my prior corn content related to feederism.
I didn't watch it. Somebody sent me a clip. Because I had no idea who you are. Like,
then I may have misconstrued that clip then. Okay. All right, fair enough. You might have said it. I don't think this was your first language.
One thing that's real is I think Rosie is learning the price you pay. like she's learning the price you pay, and it's subjecting yourself to this nonsense, I guess, whatever it takes for the clout.
So, okay.
It's
And
completely
I may have
fine.
misunderstood that, but that was a very upsetting situation for me. And that is something that is thrown in my face constantly as someone who, again, you may not know my story, but I'm an ex-feedie. I left feeder.
Here we go. So she has to tell her story, and then she's like, "It's very upsetting to me, and it's constantly thrown in my face." I just zoned out. I have to rewind 30 seconds. I zoned out.
Whatever it takes for the clout.
So, okay.
It's
And
completely
I may have
fine.
misunderstood that, but that was a very upsetting situation for me. And that is something that is thrown in my face constantly as someone who, again, you may not know my story, but I'm an ex-feedie. I left feederism in a very
An ex-feedie, but again, I think I've said this, and I stand by this. Like the feeder content she was doing was much more explicit than
Yeah. She's still doing Fifi content. Like it's obvious. It may not be to the extreme that she was doing before, but she's still doing it in some sense.
what she's doing on YouTube, right? Like much more explicit, and I can understand why she wants to make a differentiation between, you know, what she did in that Matilda parody versus what she does on YouTube. I would say what she does on YouTube though is still feeder adjacent, and I think that because of just my history of watching her content, of watching similar content, my history of hearing her listen to her initial like starting of a YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta still find that beginning. Oh, I think I know who has it. I think we've watched it once before. I think it was Barbecue Chillin' that has it.
Platform and what felt acceptable to her in terms of like not like crossing the line with theater content and things like that. One thing I guess that does stay consistent about Rosie is that she loves to set a boundary that she doesn't keep. And I guess that includes like, you know, originally her boundary was that eating on camera was too close to feeder content, and she's now changed her opinion about that. But I've watched her too much. I've seen too much to just sit and watch her shovel like pizza rolls into her mouth while sitting on a live stream to be like, this is at best feeder adjacent, diva. It's like, yeah, maybe you're not doing it sexually anymore. Maybe you're not doing it for money in the same way anymore, but you're doing it for money in general. Like this is what people are paying to be members of your channel to see. This is what
No, it's not the podcast link, but thanks for offering. It's the original video she came in. I'm gonna look. I think it's on Barbecue Chillin' reacted to it. The original video where she came in where she told Foodie Beauty that Foodie eating on camera triggers her. That video, remember? The really hypocritical video?
people are clicking on your videos to watch. This is all your content essentially is, outside of these like really late Texas vlogs, and even a lot of the Texas vlogs were you eating.
Great.
And so I don't know, her going on about escaping feederism or whatever it just continues to be fascinating. That this is her story, and listen, she can have whatever story she likes, but and maybe that's true to her definition of all of these things in this current time. But I do think she's lacking self-awareness to realize just like what it all looks like.
Big way. I have a podcast interview that I did on the We're All Insane podcast.
Mind you, that's the podcast that Remy was like, "Ooh, I gotta meet this girl.
Yeah, that's the one.
Ooh, I gotta get with this girl."
Where I bore my fucking soul and everything I've been through. And Girl World has relentlessly tried to discredit me and make me out to a liar, and like my trauma isn't real, when it very much is.
I heard about that. Like, and then again,
She bringing up Girl World too. Mind you, all of this taking away from opportunities for.
And why did you, like, she says a girl world, like she goes, my trauma that nobody believes, but it very much is. Like, I hate how she generalizes everything. We're not saying all your trauma doesn't exist, Rosie. That's not at all what anybody has ever said. A lot of things we believe did happen to you. And a lot of things we believe are traumatic to you. But a lot of things, you say a lot of things are traumatic for you. And some things like, what are some of the ridiculous ones? Walking in puddles causes her trauma. Like, come on now. Now you're just being facetious.
Well, maybe not necessarily opportunities for survivors to talk, because I don't know. I don't know if that's something that Stefan engages in. Like, I don't know if these other victims of his are offered to be on panel with him. I feel like they probably wouldn't want to be on panel.
So she says that I don't think that she was ever in a like theater program in school, but she wanted to be. She's always wanted to be. She thought it was like she really, really wanted to be. I don't think she ever was, but she wished she had the opportunity to be in.
Like, that's also what's so crazy to me is she thinks that survivors going on Keemstar show are being exploited.
Like, I don't think she had much of a friend group, and I don't think that she was well liked in school, and not because of her weight. Like, I have to make that very clear, not because of her weight. I don't know what theater was like in the States, but like where I went up, the theater group was extremely welcoming. Anybody could come in and hang out with us. Anybody could do like try out for the plays. Anybody could take the theater classes, the drama classes, but it was a very welcoming group. And the group was full of people from all other groups too. Like, we had athletes, we had band, we had they're like the popular girls. I guess they'd be like cheerleaders, but we didn't have cheerleaders. We had the academics, like everybody was in drama. And if Rosie wasn't even welcome in the drama group, that's kind of saying something.
But she's basically giving like the biggest FU to people who survived by going and giving this man the time of day, by going and giving this man the benefit of the doubt. She's over here saying he deserves grace. What do you mean?
It's just gossip. It's just hearsay. I never went for any receipts or whatever.
And everyone, we had people from like the chess club also was in the drama club, the IT club. Like, it was just anybody, and everybody was welcome, and everybody had a pretty good time. And like the seniors welcomed I'm going to say the grade 12s welcomed the grade 10s, because we don't call them juniors, seniors. We call them seniors, but we don't call anything else. But like, it was a great group to hang out with. And so if Rosie wasn't even accepted, that makes me even more question her role in high school. And whether she was bullied or if she was the bully, or a little bit of both. Could have been a little bit of both.
Those YouTube channels are relentless about you, girl. Like,
I know.
why? Like,
Oh,
I mean, this
was
is an
it?
honest question.
Yes,
Aw.
Why are you still on social media with that?
Because I'm not going to let them drive me off. Because I'm not going to let them.
It's a
I'm not
pride
going to
issue.
let them. A pride issue? I don't agree with that.
No, that's what I mean.
Well, Stefan, let me ask you the same question.
Yeah,
You have a lot
I'll
of
tell
time.
you.
Oh my God, I just have to interject a personal story. I know you guys hate that, but I know you guys love it. So my one son, Twin A, took drama last year, loved it, had a great time. And then Twin B, who is nonverbal at this point, took it this year. And I was like, oh Lord, how is he going to do this? Because there's a lot of like monologues and soliloquies and individual, like, is drama, right? So I tried to contact the teacher, like, do we need idea? Like, do you need any help with anything, or how can I help? But I never heard back. That's fine. That's good. Fine. And then I was looking at his grades in drama and his projects. Like, I know what their projects are because my other son took it recently, last semester, not last year, last semester. And like last semester, they were taking monologues and some other stuff where like you're speaking lots, right? This year, the projects were mime and like tableau mime activities instead of like speaking activities. Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that kind of cool that she flipped things up like that?
I'll tell you. For me, it's a pride issue. I will not let fucking Piggy Stardust run me off of the internet with a fucking SA for Entertainment campaign. I'm not. Like, if I do
recall, he goes on to say, and Piggy Stardust is somebody that was in the trailer. I don't know the tea about that, and so we might skip over that just for relevance. I'm wondering. I need to go down and scroll and look at the next time.
Oh my God! So Twin B, you remember how he got all fancy and wore a nice clean shirt and put on like Axe body spray? And then so they farted around. Like I did, like they were at the library, or he was at the library, and then he went off with some friends and biked around the town. And so he comes back and I'm like, how did it go? He's like, good. I'm like, well, what did you do at the library? He's like, oh, I read some comics. I'm like, really? Because right now we don't have a library card. We just haven't renewed it. I'm like, yeah, I just sit and I'm like, well, who are you with? Who'd you go with? It's like, no one, just myself. And I said, I don't believe that. He's like, no, it was just me. And I'm like, I don't believe it. He's like, well, check my Life 360. I was at the library. And I'm like, no, I believe you were at the library. I don't believe you were alone. And then we had this like discussion, and he's trying to outsmart me, and I'm trying to outsmart him to figure out who he was with. And it was like this back and forth. And I'm like, buddy, I'm better at this than you are. And then eventually I got out. He was just with a friend, a girl that's a friend. And so I don't think it was like a new person. Yeah.
Timestamp to see how far away we are from it. Maybe we'll skip ahead to 47, 41. We're almost there anyways. Yeah, let's skip over the Piggy Stardust stuff just because I don't know the details of that and I don't have anything to add.
Okay. And then, so I have a comment for people that have actually are in the process of raising teens or have raised teens. So my son, like, is a good kid, right? Like, pretty good kid. And he's known this girlfriend, I'm going to say girlfriend, like friend that's a girl, since they were in kindergarten. They've been best buddies since they've been in kindergarten. They do a lot together. She lives a block away. They just hang out. They made a band. Anyways, the other weekend, they went and did like a teen night activity in town. And then he wanted to go to her house. I'm like, sure. You know, her mom picked them up. They only live a block away. And then he's like, can I sleep over? And I'm like, what? I'm like, shit. Like, he's 14. Like, this is grade 8. And then I'm thinking back in my age, like I had a best friend that was a boy and we did sleepovers all the time. But I was me. Like, I know me. I don't know my son or anything. And I'm like, okay, well, is the parents there? Yeah, the parents are there. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just pick you up late. Like, I'll just pick you up late and you guys can hang out tomorrow. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a parent anymore.
So we're skipping ahead a little bit. There's a new
They were fine. I picked them up at like 11 and it was fine.
person on panel. I think the Minxie person left, and there's a new person named Star. And Star's going to ask them some pointed questions as well. So stay tuned for that because I did watch that part too. And for me and my family, I was like, yeah, let's ask Rosie that. Let's ask Rosie what the fuck we're doing here. So let's get to.
With my own eyeballs, where there's been many situations where I feel like you do not hold yourself accountable, you deflect, you also do perpetrate. I mean, you did it to me. I watched you misinterpret the messages right directly in front of your face on multiple occasions.
And from you to me?
Yeah.
I think the mom felt the same way as me. Like, they're probably would sleep in different rooms, or, you know, like, I think she felt like, probably nothing. But, and I know that he has stayed at her house before, like back in elementary when I was in the hospital with my other son for a week. He stayed at her place. So they have had sleepovers in the past, but not since junior high. And I'm just like, I think junior high is a little different. I think it's a little different. So I said no. Like, and if she had to sleep here, like, let's say her mom was busy or something, like having surgery or something, like, they'd be sleeping on different floors. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know how to navigate this stuff.
Mind you,
I need a handbook.
Rosie's never deflected accountability. Rosie's never misinterpreted messages.
Yes.
Okay.
When you were saying things that were not true with the screenshots right in your front face, I don't fuck with that. I don't like that.
But
She's talking about I think she's talking about the messages that they exchanged between each other, which, in my opinion, it still stands that, like, I don't know that it inherently, like, those DMs that Rosie shared on her own, I don't know that those made him necessarily look bad outside of, like, he is clearly interested in BBW women, has a whole Discord dedicated to it, etc. But all he said was hi, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'd love to come to Vegas and visit your house." So it's just like I don't understand why she keeps coming back to these DMs, because they just I at best I think they're just showing.
Do you think Rosie would have gone to the house? I think she would have. If she had the opportunity, I think she would have gone for sure. 100%.
That they talked, right? Like it does show that she has some history with him. But outside of that, it's like a nothing burger, and it makes her look bad, if anything. I don't think she inherently looks bad, but I just don't think it makes her look good. I guess I should say that.
I'm deceptive.
You told me that there was a message where you said you want to come here.
Yes.
And it's not
So what happened, from my very vague memory, is I found you organically on TikTok.
Oh, wait, somebody in the chat, FizzerFiner3000 said, Rosie, you accused Zachary Michael of grooming you. Yeah, that's why I honestly, I'm very much a like believe all victims things. Oh, that's one thing that I should have left in from the Piggy Stardust thing, because Rosie goes on and on about believing all victims, and people in Nikki's chat were like, what do you mean believe all victims? Like, you didn't believe Jeff's victims. Like, the people that accused Jeff. If you don't know, Jeff / Blue Bear was a guy that she was like seeing prior to now dating Remy, and stuff came out that he was like accused of assaulting somebody, and she refused to believe that person. So there's that. But also the comments, that person commenting about accusing me, her accusing me of grooming her into being the next Amber Lynn specifically was the language she used. It's why I find issue when she does talk about like being groomed into other things. It's a phrase she uses a lot. And it's why I do take some levels of issues with that, because it's like, I know that that's like not even close to being the truth about what happened between me and Rosie. And so it's like, yeah, it does make me pause about the other things she said that about.
Prior to anything blowing up regarding you, I found you and I was like, I saw the videos and I saw what was happening, and I was like, oh, if I ever go to Vegas, that would be so cool. At the time, I was actively in feederism, but you made a lot of disgusting comments as well about how like, oh, I probably was just in your Discord because I was looking for feedy stuff and it wasn't there. Like that's just gross. Rosie, that's a gross thing to say.
I don't think Rosie has any. Sorry, my screen just went. I don't think Rosie has very good comebacks here. Like he said, oh, you were probably looking in my Discord looking for Fifi stuff. Well, you know, that's just well, maybe she was, you know. I don't know. This was back when she was in the thick of it, so who knows?
I'm curious. Can I ask you a question, hon?
Yes.
Okay, this is Star. This is Star, the person that's in the bottom right-hand corner now.
I don't know.
What's your goal outcome in this whole entire situation?
That part.
My goal outcome?
Yeah, like what is your purpose involvement in this whole situation?
That's a very valid question, yeah.
I think that is a good question, but I feel like that falls under stuff that I would want to discuss revolving NDAs, as well as the fact of having, I said in the beginning of this.
Not necessarily, because you're giving a lot of output. Go ahead, what?
Thank you, I could finish my answer. What I was saying was, I do not want to speak on my involvement in the docuseries until it is out, and I'm
not talking about the docuseries, honey. I'm talking about the situation with Stefan you were just speaking of. What is your goal outcome of your involvement with the situation right here at hand?
Right.
I love how she says, I'm not speaking about the documentary, because Rosie's big thing right now is like NDA.
I think that's. I think there's probably some questions that can be asked about like why she's involved in the docuseries, and we might get more answers about that once we see the actual docuseries itself. But that question right there about even if we're just talking about this live stream, like Rosie, what is your goal being on a stream with this man who's been accused of hurting these people that you allegedly care about? Like, I don't understand what the goal is here.
Oh, like with this conversation?
No, with everything, not the docuseries.
And the fact is that she's not coming up on this panel to stand up for the other ladies that she's like, for the victims. She's not coming up to you know, tell Stefan off about the ladies whose panels she's been in every single day. You know, that she's having just conversations with, that she's trying to be friendly with. Like, she's not trying to support them. She's talking about herself. She's trying to vindicate what he said about her. And Rosie always does this. If anybody says anything negative about her, she's up in there trying to, you know, flip it around so that that narrative isn't out there anymore. But this wasn't about anybody else. This was purely about Rosie going up there and to promote herself, to promote the We're All Insane podcast, and to promote her channel.
You don't have to talk about that. I understand the NDA. I'm talking about the whole involvement in your situation of what's going on that you're bringing up within this whole conversation the last, 7 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, that is a good question. I'd like a second to think.
I've just been curious this whole time. I'm also a follower. I know I've been watching Paradise since 2020, and I get your side of what you're saying, but I don't understand the reasoning. I don't understand your reasoning. And
it's just wild that she doesn't have an answer already prepared there. And I really feel like the reason that is because her actual authentic, genuine answer is that she just wants attention. But she can't say that. So now she's like, well, how do I come up with something that I can justify being on this accused predators live show?
The thing that I can't, the thing that makes me, the thing that, the reason why I think that Rosie is dangerous, a couple of things. One, how she protected Jeff and talked about it, and her whole response to that. And second, how she villainizes everybody that she falls out with. And third, this one is the most disturbing for me, is when she had access to her ex-boyfriend's child's emails long after they had broken up, and she was still reading them. And then she did all that shit. But just the fact that she remained having access to them and reading them is very dangerous, in my opinion.
Stream. It's just so goofy for her to previously rant about how awful Keemstar is, which yes, but also get mad at people for using his platform to share their stories, and then go here and talk to the actual predator himself. I don't know what her goal is, and that's why kudos to Star for asking these questions, because I would like some answers that Rosie does not have.
What your goal outcome is of all this.
Can I say something really quick? Star, thank you for coming up. I can answer that question really quick for myself. My goal, my outcome is I want to allow people.
Well, nobody was asking you, Stefan. Nobody's asking you why you're on this live.
Oh my God, I missed that part. That made me laugh, really. Nobody's asking.
Stream. I think it's probably goes without saying the various reasons why you're doing this live stream.
See my side of the story, because I'm being accused, allegations, exaggerations, all this kind of shit. I'm being pushed in the corner, Right. I'm defending myself. I am here to defend myself on Bus, on LC. Believe me, LCU, we can have a whole discussion about LCU, right? They invited me on the show. I did it. I don't have any regrets. They treated me with respect. I got a chance.
I don't know. The fact that he has not just one accusation, but more than one accusation is alarming, is setting off those red flag alarm bells, and I don't think that there's anything he can say that can change my mind that is red flag. He is and I've watched some of those Paradise TikToks, it's just, there's something not right in my gut feeling. There's something not right going on there. I don't know what it is. Allegedly, I don't know.
Chance to speak. I didn't get a chance to show any evidence, but my goal is for people to understand that I'm being railroaded by a political campaign more than anything else, and I'm more than willing to take accountability where it's properly.
Stefan, I don't give a shit. I do not need to hear from you. Do not need to hear from you.
It's due, and I have on stream, and so basically when I'm approached properly, I'm very much willing to always, even this whole situation right now, Rosie coming in, I said, Rosie, come up, let's have a civil discussion, right? I cannot say this loud enough. SA is never entertainment, and making something into SA that wasn't really any, and then adding all this extra bullshit on top of it to make me look like a fucking criminal is not okay.
Just so you know, his at least his allegations about Piggy Stardust that we skipped over, just for context here.
So I think he's trying to say that, just that inappropriate touching was the only allegation. That is not the only allegation. That's the problem. Not the problem, but that's for certain that we know of, that is not the only allegation. he's trying to act like it was the only allegation, but it's not. It's not the only allegation.
Here for what he's saying is that Piggy Stardust apparently somewhere posted that she finds accusations, allegedly, according to this man. He has screenshots that he can send, apparently. But apparently she was posted somewhere that she finds allegations about sexual assault to be entertainment or something like that. I don't know that he ever shows that proof, at least in this live stream. Nor do I trust him as a concept. But just so you have the context.
The problem is I don't trust any of them. I don't trust Rosie and I don't trust Stefan. Like I don't trust either of them. I don't trust either of their stories or their way of spinning this. Like neither of them are good people.
Of what he's talking about while we wait for whatever Rosie's response to this question is going to be.
Exactly.
I stand against that. If somebody comes to me and I ever did something, and I ever made somebody uncomfortable, if I did something or said something or whatever the fuck it may be, that I did something where I crossed the line or like I broke somebody's boundary, I always tell people, please come to me. Like I don't bite, I don't attack. Like if you tell me something that I did,
you don't attack, but you sue.
So like he may be talking about that one situation, but he's not talking about the other allegations. Those are the ones I'm concerned about. Like he keeps focusing on this one. Do you know what I mean? Like he's trying to point, don't look over here, don't look over here, don't look over here, all the really bad stuff. But just this one thing that could be like maybe he apologized for, or maybe he explained or whatever. But don't look over here. Keep looking over here. That's what he's doing. I don't really care. I've explained my thoughts on that one situation. It's wrong, inappropriate touching, keep your hands to yourself, that type of thing. But I'm concerned about the other allegations. Like, I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about taking advantage of people that are highly intoxicated. I'm concerned about those types of allegations.
Sued people for defamation for their allegations about sexual assault, and you lost your defamation case, Diva? Like, Diva.
I will get the cat back out of the tree. I'm going to make sure that like we leave after the discussion, after my apologies, we leave the table.
Okay. So see, you guys help me expand my thinking, right? Expand the way I look at things, because I didn't think of this before. So YouTube says Stefan likes, I'm going to say allegedly, because it's YouTube. Stefan likes to allegedly bump into someone by accident to gauge the woman's reaction to see if he wants to go further. Yes, I agree with that. See, now I'm starting to expand, and I'm thinking. I'm doing some more. My brain, my little hamster wheel is moving. It's a chugging.
If not friends, at least we're going to leave the table as like the beef is squashed.
He's weird.
And
he's weird.
And
he's basically upset that those women didn't come to the person that they were accusing of heinous things to try to work it out and make it work. Weirdly.
And that's exactly what adults should do. There's a lot of high school.
It's also, sorry, there was just a comment from Nikki's chat that said, QLR failing to stand on business as per usual. And that's so real. That's like actually so real. Like, this is exactly the girl.
Okay, so remember how, like, we were talking about, the Gen X thing and don't be alone in the room with Dan type of thing, that kind of thing. This is it exactly. Like Rage Piggy, the woman said his move at party was to bumper cart his wife and other woman, making someone else touch the person to get their attention. But I'm also like, he was also the guy that you're like, he's handsy, like, just don't get close to him. Like everybody knew, like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? And he keeps trying these, inconspicuous kind of things that could be friendly, but also could be really, really creepy and icky. And so he's kind of testing it all the time, gauging what he can get away with and how far he can go. And we all have met people like this. Well, most of us have. And I can exactly feel, like, I just feel the ick talking about it, because I can see him at a party, how he's doing this. Like, I could see it. And everyone's like, oh, come over here. Let's go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, I got to show you something over here. You know, that one, that thing. Oh, come here. I need your help with this. You know, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Girl who will be like, I don't fuck with like trans rights. Like, if you got something to say about trans people, like, I don't fuck with you. And then the second she has the opportunity to confront her friend Amberlynn Reed about an alleged transphobic comment that Amberlynn made, she's crickets. She's all like, I don't fuck with people who don't treat kids well. I don't fuck with people who don't treat kids right. Then the second that Shani for Christ is in her chat, she's crickets. She's crickets. And
Exactly. And this is another point. For him, the belly is sexual. Because for him, like, that's what he likes, right? Like, some people that like feet. Doris, hi. I just see Scratch. Yeah, exactly, Doris. Exactly. Yeah, the 2000s and 90s were wild. Only 93 subscribers till I hit 1,000. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. But yeah, so what I was saying, for him, the stomach is sexual. Like, some people, feet do nothing for them. Some people, feet do a lot for them. And so an average person just giving you a foot massage would be nothing. But for some people, it's more than that. Does that make sense? Oh. I was trying to think of a body part that would be similar. Yes, for him, it's that larger woman's stomach.
And now she's been spending the past, 2 weeks since that trailer came out, going on and on and on about how this man is so problematic, so awful, so terrible, which it sounds like he really is. And she's in a place where she could be calling his ass out, and it's crickets. It's crickets, Rosie. In fact, it's more than crickets. You're over here saying that he deserves grace. Like, wild.
Type childish drama when we're all supposed to be women, proud women, not dogging other women. You know, there's just so much. It's ridiculous to me as a woman to see this kind of crap going on within the women alone. I'm just talking about, like, basically the women scenario situation right here. You know, it's sad because women are supposed to hype other women up. And I see a lot of women dragging women down in all aspects. And it's sad.
Now,
it really is.
I'm curious because it really is a valid question. Like, Rosie, what would you like to happen? I'm obviously
also, there was another comment from somebody in Nikki's chat that was like, beef, and it's literally about sexual assault allegations. Like, that's wild. That's wild. Like, if we're really sitting over here talking about being girls and things like that, then we need to believe the people who have accused this man of doing these horrible things. Like, why any woman would want to stand next to this man.
Okay. I get your I feel this reaction, Zach. I feel it. So he makes his accent thicker to seem safe. Like, I like him chunky. Yeah. So, like, I was watching some other old LCU that he was on, like, from this week. And he really likes the fame that the LCU is giving him. He loves that attention. But then when he started saying, I like him chunky over and over again, like, red flags, like, it was just so gross. It was just so gross. All of the things that he was saying that, you know, maybe could have convinced someone that maybe he might have a point. Like, maybe, you know, and then when he started doing that, then you're like, nope. Allegedly weirdo, allegedly creep, allegedly weird, like, icky. Yeah. It was just so gross. His mask fell off, I could say.
And very confusing to me. Very confusing to me. You want to be a girl's girl. One thing you're not doing is paneling up with this man.
Right here, right now, we can have peace. Like, I'll stop talking about you. I won't post about you anymore. I'm not going to bully you, drag you, anything. If people come in my chat and they talk shit about you, I'm going to shut it down. Because at the end of the day, I'm a pretty peaceful guy. And, you know, stop.
I think I want to state, to kind of answer the question, I think the reason I kind of impulsively decided to do this was because, one, when I said what I said, I kind of saw it click in your head. So I was like, okay, maybe an actual conversation can be had. And then secondly was when you were talking, oh shit, just pulled my head, god damn it.
Brain's going 180. I know.
Yeah, no, this is just a lot of pressure because I also know how this is just gonna fucking blow up for me tomorrow in my life. But whatever.
No,
Yeah, it's different. It's different than just admiring. It's not admiration. It's like fetish. It's like, yeah, like treating them like a piece of meat or livestock. It's reducing the women to their bodies. It's definitely not just admiration. It's not respectful. It's predatory type feeling, in a sense.
I just think that
The fact that she didn't have to be on this live to begin with, the fact that she did not have to participate this and to begin with, just blows my mind. And now she's like, and the chaos this is going to cause me in my life tomorrow. Girl, please be so serious.
I really want. God damn it! Something really important to say. God damn it.
why would it blow up for you? You're being very
Oh
reasonable.
no, like this is being sugar-coated. Like I'm talking about Girl World. I'm just saying like this is something that.
Oh, Girl World. It's Girl World's fault that you're getting on a panel with somebody you've sat here and accused of being a predator.
Boris, I'm not going to put that one on screen, but I agree. Like if it was the other way around or the other spectrum, yeah. Right, exactly. You don't want to be fetishized. It may feel like acceptance, but it's not. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. I had a brain fart.
Remember just moments ago when she was talking about how Stefan was like skirting accountability, deflecting, etc. And now she's like, Girl World's gonna blow up on me tomorrow because I'm doing this live stream. Well, yes, because it's a dumb live stream to do, Diva. It's stupid. Why are you on this panel?
Is gonna get twisted, whatever. Because that's why I'm making it very clear. Like I'm not here to like make amends with you or like be friends with you. But at the end of the day, like I am someone who is able to have peaceful conversations. I felt like I wanted, in a way, to like
Insane.
explain myself as well. And the reason that's what I was gonna say is when I didn't possibly decide to come up here was because I felt like I wanted to defend myself as well. And it's something that
Also, talking about being impulsive and stuff, again, just because she's so adamant about not being like Chantal and Amberlynn, how many times has Chantal blamed her rage and things like that on being impulsive? Just how many times? Give or take.
I'm not like I've been taking.
Exactly. I would love to get to a point in our society where we can just say, don't touch me. Fuck off. I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to give a reason. I don't need to apologize for turning you down or telling you to fuck off. I don't need to have a conversation about why I don't want you in my existence. I just want you to get the fuck away from me. Like I wish that was easier said than done. Like I wish we can come to a place where that's like easy to do. Like a no means just get out, go away. Don't be around me. Instead of having to apologize or make excuses or try to placate the other person somehow so as not to hurt their feelings when they've had no respect for our feelings.
Taking so much shit because I'm one of the few people that's choosing to not like pick huge fights and like start crazy drama and like get into like huge blowouts and
I'm one of the few people not willing to engage in huge fights. Girl, you just posted 2 videos, 1 calling out Keemstar and 2 calling out all of Girl World. What do you mean?
sensationalize shit because none of us have seen it. And like there's so much speculation and people talking about how I'm inserting myself and when it's like you have no idea how I was involved in this project and how early involved I was in it. No one knows that information. So,
I know, but like you also have to admit, you have to agree. The whole world sees this trailer and they see you in the middle of a big ass controversy about like some really, really dark and criminal topics. And
the dark and criminal topics being the man that's talking right now, but I digress.
So they have questions.
Absolutely. You know what? And that's why I've been taking it on the chin. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm waiting. And that's why I'm
Yeah.
Using my involvement in that way, because that's why, like, when Risa was like saying stuff about me, when other women around you were like kind of poking and prodding, I wasn't like, I'm not here to fight with y'all. I'm not here to get into beef with other women. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not. Like, I've done that, even somewhat in recent history, but that's in like other spaces and other shit with like Amber and whatever. Like, I absolutely have a past in that.
Yes, Kentucky Dad. It's a play. It's a cutesy play on words. Mm-hmm.
But that's not who I am now. I'm trying to move forward.
It's not who she is now, you guys. It was just her a couple months
She's not who she is now. She's just not who she is now.
ago, but it's not who she is now. She's a changed person.
And being. And so,
Mind you, she inserted herself into this nonsense to begin with. She was never even at his house.
ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just like, I guess to answer your question, Star, I also not only wanted to defend myself, but I wanted an opportunity to just be like, I make it very clear that I'm not here to talk about the docuseries. I'm not here to do all of that. But there are other parts of this scenario that I feel like can be discussed.
So, Rosie, do you think that I am like force feeding people or stuff here?
Yeah, what's your outlook on Stefan?
Like, be honest. No.
Shelby's messy. Shelby's like, yeah, tell us what you think about Stefan. Let's do it.
Filter, like, you bring it. What, like?
I think you're not honest about a proclivity for feederism. I don't know. I'm not saying you're putting people in your basement against their will and tying them up and force feeding them. I don't know the specifics, but I think you're not being honest about.
What the fuck, Rosie? How long was Rosie in this community for? Either the BBW community or the Fifi community? Like, was she in it for like years and years and years? Like, how long was she in this community, or these two different, because it's two different communities, kind of, for? Because it couldn't have been longer than 9 months when she was going to the bashes and the parties and stuff, because she said she's only ever broken up with her boyfriend for 9 months.
Your involvement in feederism. That's my opinion.
Do you believe that because of certain...
All right, okay, kind of trying to stand on business, Rosie. Okay, kind of.
People and certain narratives, feederism has gotten like a fucking terrible side negative connotation on the internet because people are making it look bad when in reality there is so much worse. Like all this death feederism, all that kind of shit that's happening on Phoebe.
It's disgusting.
And at Paradise, we have family dinners. So it's like...
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want to fully dive into that because for me, feederism is a big, it's a big...
You don't want to dive into it, but you just said this man isn't being honest about his involvement in feederism. So now that he's pushing back on that, you can't have it. It can't be a topic. What?
Yo.
She is so irritating.
If you haven't seen my We're on Wednesday podcast interview where I talk about my experiences there.
She said, if you haven't seen content that I am a part of, go check it out. Go learn about me. Go watch me. Diva, and this is why people think you're looking for clout. You're redirecting people to go learn about you instead of engaging in whatever the topic is supposed to be. You're here for clout, Diva.
And you don't know my story, and I don't want to trauma dump, and I don't want to go there right now.
Okay, you don't have to.
Yeah, I think it's about clout. Like, why does she have to talk about her story? Like, it feels very clout-like. She wants to get her story out so that when she writes her book, she'll sell lots of copies. I'm just kidding.
I saw a little bit about it. You were in an abusive relationship, right? You can say that.
I'm not going into my trauma with you, Stefani. I don't find this to be a safe space for that.
But you put it out there on a podcast.
Correct.
You can't put stuff on the internet and not expect people to ask questions.
Yeah, and then the girl goes, but you've said it on numerous podcasts, Rosie. But this is not a safe space with Stefan. Like, maybe he isn't, but Rosie, you can't say that you don't just put it out there willy-nilly. Like, you put it out there at least 7 or 8 times already.
When can we talk about it? You can ask the questions, but I don't have to answer them.
I do agree. She doesn't have to answer them, and it is different if she felt comfortable on that podcast talking about it. What I think is really the argument they need to be making is, girl, you just accused this man of being into feederism, but now we can't ask you more questions about feederism as a concept because this is apparently what you're the expert on in this documentary. It's what you seem to be accusing him of. So what exactly are we doing here if we can't talk about your history with feederism? Like, that's the part that's ridiculous. She's allowed to, the way consent works, in case you guys didn't know, is you're allowed to revoke it whenever you want. So just because you've talked about it before doesn't mean you have to sit here and talk to Stefan of all people. But then also, like, I don't understand why she's here talking to Stefan to begin with. Somebody that she agrees is a predator, is a bad person. It don't make no sense to me.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
Valid.
You would never
Hold on.
fucking
Really
kill him.
quick. Really quick.
I just have something to say. I don't know if you know me, but my name's Audrey. I can't see her, but like I just hope like in the documentary, like because I think I've seen you also on like I was on the Whatever podcast and I saw you on there, and I think your feelings for feederism and like not liking that stuff is valid. Like if you had like I gained my weight from being in a feeder relationship where like he thought I was too cute as a skinnier girl to be with him, and like he was very insecure. Like he openly told me that he was like bringing me food and stuff.
Okay, I don't. With all respect to Audrey, I don't know if I need to hear her story specifically. So let's.
What did where did you see that, Stink? And was it about, I wonder what it was about specifically. The stuff about, yeah. Interesting.
We're getting into almost an hour of filming. I still would like to see a little bit more. So there's one part. The one part I want to see left from the timestamps that Nikki has is when Rosie promotes her channel, because I think that that's just like so important to this conversation about what's Rosie's real motivation for being here. Well, clout. She wants people to go follow her. She wants people to go watch her on YouTube. She thinks this is her opportunity for fame. So let's go listen to that.
I was avoiding the comments because obviously they're crazy right now. But there's someone spamming something that's saying that the documentary is becoming the Rosie show. And I really want to reiterate something that I feel very strongly, and I've said many times. I feel like the people that are centering me and making it all about me are girls. I have talked about
God. And I think it's a very interesting that someone like Stefan, who is obviously very good at what he does with this manipulation and exploitation and stuff like this, it's just how sly some people can be. Like just how, like it makes you feel like, can you trust what you're hearing from anybody? Like, am I being gaslit? Like I always say that to myself when I'm watching things in Girl World. Bye, YouTube.
it on my platforms because I am involved. I have kept a lot to myself because there's a lot that I could say and do to make this so much more about me.
The reason that people keep thinking it's the Rosie show is you literally said, I have a subplot in this. You literally said, and in my interviews, I shared so much personal information about myself, so much personal stuff about my stories. People think you're making this about you because you're currently in the live stream of the man who did the dark criminal behaviors. Allegedly. Like, that's why people think you're making this about you, Rosie.
I'm purposefully withholding because it's not about me. This project is so much bigger than I think everyone involved. I think it is a lot bigger than that. And that's my stance and opinion on it. And I do not think this is the Rosie show. My channel's the Rosie show on YouTube. That's where the Rosie show is. I host it. It's mine. That's my platform. I am the dictator. I am the star. That's where I'm at. Everywhere else.
Go follow Rosie. Go follow Rosie on quirkyloverosie.com. That's not her website, actually. But
She needs to rename it the Rosie Show.
You can find her on the YouTubies.
It's that stuff case. And I think that people do that. I think that there is a huge campaign to discredit me and villainize me and twist my stories, twist my life, twist my trauma to make me.
She's being gang stalked. She's being cyber stalked. They're out to get her. They're twisting her words.
Villain that they are trying to replace Amberlynn for because of everything going on with her. So,
girl, you'll never replace. You could never be Amberlynn Reed.
There are some things that have truth to them that are deeply distorted. There are some things that are true, and there's a lot more lies than everything else. And all I can ask is that when people are coming directly to my channel, coming to me, interacting with me in spaces like this or in other places, that you give me a chance to show you who I am. That's it. That's all I ask for. But
and that's in essence kind of a little bit on the other side the same with Stefan, right? Like a lot of people.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I think that the new project she's talking about, I think it's a reality show of some sort. Like I think it's like similar to like 1,000-Pound Sister or Losing It or whatever, like one of those things, because she's talking about a new project.
The one last part I want to be at is where I have so many things written on this little piece of paper, and now I don't know. Oh, there's the timestamp. The timestamp where Michael is in the chat, because I know he tries to get guested, and they don't let him. And I just want to see.
Can I just say that I really commiserate with Zach when he's taking out his piece of paper and uncrumpling it, like it's not like folded up or nicely laid out. It's like it's like a scrap piece of paper.
See what he's saying. I just want to see in real time what he's saying. All right, so I pulled it up. You can, if you can't see it on the screen, I have screenshots of some of the things he said, so I'll just like pop them up too. But right now in the chat, it says, Rosie, can you talk about the false allegations you made about my friend Zach? Let's go.
Right. That's a very valid point.
Trailer. And that's why I'm saying this. I think this was very important and it was very productive after all for Rosie to first of all say that in the chat and finally actually talk to me, and then come in the box and clarify these things, because we all didn't know. It was never clarified. There was a bunch of.
Oh, somebody did say at Michael B. Petty. Ooh, T, can you go up? That must have been when he decided to start trying to get guested.
Crazy shit going down on the internet. A lot of assumptions. A lot of statements of things, and I do. Wait, what happened?
Star bounce.
Oh, dropped. Okay. I do agree that, like,
Because they don't know what scrap paper is. Like I tell my kids when they're studying to write out notes, like write them out, and they look at me like I have 18 heads. Like they just don't get it. And I'm like, well, let's do your math on a piece of scrap paper, and they bring me like a Post-it note. I'm like, Lord, help me.
like, you know, certain people came here and then ran all these allegations for attention.
Right, but you were saying that I'm the kind of person that would lie about SA just based off of a quote in the trailer.
Based off of things I was told, that you're supposed to be doing.
And you're saying that, you know, when I was doing the same thing that, you know, that I think it's important that to acknowledge that one of my biggest issues with you is I've seen you in several occasions deflect and not hold yourself accountable to real things, like something like that. I would never say that about someone. Period. Those types of words would never leave my mouth about a person.
I mean,
It was disrespectful.
Allegedly you did.
It's kind of weird though that she said this twice. So she said this about Stefan, and she said this about the cab driver. Like, these are both two people that had made a comment like, I wouldn't trust you to not fabricate something. It's just odd that two people have said that. I don't think anybody has ever said that about me, ever. You know what I mean? But two? And that whole cab driver incident, I don't know. I kind of sided with the cab driver.
That's the thing. I was going off of somebody else's gossip about you, and I did say that. So if you know, obviously I was saying that based off of anger, which I told you, I apologize for coming at you the wrong way. You know, like I want us to be clear.
Okay, I thought that maybe the chats were a little bit more in succession. So let me end the screen recording right here, and I'll just tell you, because I have screenshots of the things that Michael was saying in her chat. If you're ready. So yeah, so obviously it started with the one that I just read, but he also says, she literally has gone around from platform to platform making monstrous fake allegations. He says, let me up, babe. At one point, he said, Rosie, didn't you say that all gay men hate fat women? You make horrific generalizations as well. And she did actually respond in the chat to him and said, that's not what I said. He also said, are you serious? We are talking about false allegations, are we not? He also said, so Rosie will talk to someone that she believes abused women, but not me. Make it make sense. I gotta say, not giving a gay black man a voice during Pride Month is actually wild, but go off. Let me play my microscopic violin for you, Rosie. What are you so scared of? I haven't even uploaded a video in 6 years, LOL. And so, just so you all know, Michael's still out here. He's still out here. He's keeping up with the shenanigans of Girl World for quite literally just the love of the game.
Right now, there's 3 people requesting. What do I do? There's a girl named Alyssa, and there's somebody, Michael B. Petty. Do you know what Michael?
A prior Girl World reactor.
Yeah, that's the one that she does not want to speak with, I believe.
I will drop if those people.
Oh my God, I wish that he was allowed up.
What about Alyssa? Who's Alyssa?
I don't know who
Anybody-
Alyssa is. I don't know who Alyssa is.
Alyssa, can you let me know? Like, do you have a question for me? Do you have a question for?
I think that Zach is pretty much confirming that it was the real him. Kind of said like, because he said my friend. So I think it was.
Rosie?
This isn't a platform for Girl World to put me on the stake. Sorry, that's
Oh my God. Rosie trying to dictate what happens on somebody else's panel.
I'm not playing
No,
those games.
no.
What else does Michael B. City says? I can't read this. Can anybody else read this? Are you serious? We are discussing something. Sorry, I can't read it.
They're not doing it. That's not what they're trying. They are doing what they always
I
do.
see that. I see that. I see that. Why?
Oh my God, that'd be great, Tiny.
Obviously, this is tricky. I'm finding myself in the position right now of, Fupa.
It's very annoying because she's gonna just drop out anytime someone comes up that she doesn't like. It's very fucking pussy of her. Pussy bitch behavior, Rosie.
Trying to like appropriately or like respectfully moderate that. I don't want anybody up here just coming at you for some beef that we like that has nothing to do with
Because
us.
none of them are able to be respectful. Like as you've seen both times, they are unable to be respectful. They just come at me. And I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in having anything other than a respectful conversation, which is one of the reasons why until tonight I wasn't interested in talking to you, because I didn't believe that was possible, to be honest.
If they are respectful, are you open to talking with them, or no, you just don't want to speak with them at all?
Not on this platform. Not right now.
Yeah,
Not on this platform.
I don't think TikTok is appropriate for that. Like it would have to be. I know your stance on lolcow. I was gonna say, if anything, like they would be able to moderate that maybe, but I also respect you not wanting to go on there.
Never.
Yeah.
I will never support Keemstar.
Anyways, that's all I have time for today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all agree with me that Rosie is crazy for doing this live stream.
Okay, I'm just looking for another video. Just give me a second. Real quick. I'm just looking for that Rosie video on barbecue chillins. And because I know I watched it somewhere. And let me just okay, I don't see it. Oh, maybe this is it. Oh, it's only 4 minutes. Well, we can watch it anyways. Oh, there was one Instagram on this one that I wanted to show you guys. Here, let me just share this tab instead. So this is Barbecue Chillin's channel. Hold on a second. I want to share it. Let me just see if this will work. Has she been told off by, is that on TikTok? Paola? Sorry, I'm butchering her name. Paola? Paola? I can see it in my head. Okay, let's watch this one.
Hello guys. This is some random clips that I found on her Instagram that are I don't know, cringe or somehow. I don't know. But she recently joined a gym or something. So I put that at the end.
Oh,
And
really?
I applaud her for going to the gym and getting the workout done. There's a lot of live streams on Instagram that I could edit down. So let me know if that's what you're interested in.
I think Libby's is Elizabeth Robertson. I'll have to find it. Hi, Miss T. Okay, just a second. I haven't watched this video, so we're gonna watch it together.
If not, I'll just keep uploading random videos that I find either interesting or just, Amberlynn type cringe. She posted a comment under
No, this is old. 2 years ago. But I know that I'm looking for that video of Rosie's entrance into Girl World.
my video, the one that I did when I said, "Oh, would you like me to make videos about this person?" And the comment was that she was gonna make a YouTube channel, or she already has, but she was gonna upload videos there. And the comment was weeks ago, and it disappeared after like 3 minutes. So I couldn't screenshot because I tried to reply and it gave me an error. So I reloaded and it wasn't there anymore. So anyway, let's just get on with the clips.
Let's do a doctor office fit check.
Oh, my knee.
By the way. Facebook in 2020. So my hair is just.
Get what you deserve. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Keep the. You keep on trying, boy. I let you blood on my teeth.
Okay, this is okay. There is one part of this I wanted to show you. Okay, so she does the. Maybe this is it.
But I guess she's not gonna make an hour. So let me know if you want.
Okay, that wasn't that wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Just a second. I know that Rosie went up on Skinny Queen Reacts channel, but I can't find it either. I think it's taken down, but it was right when she was coming in to Girl World. And that's just what I was looking for right now, but I don't have it. I'm just looking real quick. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I don't see it. Did she take it down? Anyways. Which one, Tebe? Sorry. Marley Hendricks has it. Thank you. Let me look real quick. Sorry, guys. Just behave. Thank you so much. I know it's from a couple years ago. Sorry, guys. I can't see chat right now. Hold on a second. God, why am I having such problems? Okay, here it is. Do you remember what the title is called? I just seen a lot of Foodie Beauty. She's got a lot of videos. Holy smokes. All right, talk amongst yourselves. I'm still searching from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I can't find it. I'll have to look after. No, her first video was really. Her first video was okay. I'm gonna look in Discord. Her first video was this one coming on, in a pool talking about okay, there it is. Thank you, Tabe. All right, I found it. I'm just going to play it a little bit on my phone so that it will pop up on my history list, right? Okay, I just have to go to my history. How do I go to my history? History, there it is. There we go. I got it. Thank you. All right, let me just share it. Thanks, Tape. So this was from 2 years ago.
Guarantee it. I think it's disgusting to get on camera in front of food portions that.
So this was her very first. Veronica, I think you reacted it too. I know that I had. I found it, Muck. This was her very first one. This is why she was thinking that she was going to be the new queen of girl world and she was going to be different.
By the way, as an ex-fetus model, I would have put in front of me on camera and sold to people for PPV, pay-per-view sales. To do that on a main.
So she's saying that Foodie Beauty just eating a pizza is what she would have done for money in the past, but not eating a family-sized pot pie. No, a pizza.
Stream platform where anyone of any age can watch that fucking video.
And her pizzas are large, like when the ones that she makes for her mother from her mom, those are full-ass pizzas.
And eat to your heart's content. What I can guarantee you is feeder fodder, while talking about neutralizing food and binge eating disorder is disgusting. So, either tear anybody down or whatever, but there is a certain person who's been making content recently that I have a very serious problem with, and I'm talking about Foodie Beauty. I'm going to do my best to not mention the other person that's really synonymous in girl world with this person, because at the end of the day, when you compare Amber and Chantel, they have their issues, obviously, but Foodie's on another level. Foodie's a bigot, documented animal abuser. You can't deny the facts. And what she's doing right now actually ended up impacting me directly. And I'm going to talk about it. And then I'm going to talk about BED. I'm going to talk about my experience. I'm going to talk about myself. Because at the end of the day, I can't really talk about this topic without.
This has a lot of words that YouTube doesn't like. In fact, most streams that put this up get taken down. But we're going to talk about how it's educational and informative. And we're going to give opinions and fair use, right, YouTube? That's what we're going to do. Who knows? Who knows if this will stay up? Let me just make it bigger. Yeah, so this was one of her very first videos. How smaller she is here.
personal lived experience. So if that's not for you, if you don't know who this person is, listen, I'm gonna recommend you don't need traditional research. You don't know much more about this person other than what I just said, that they suck and they're really a danger to the platform of YouTube in their behavior. I'm not gonna sit here and comment on their looks. I'm not gonna sit here and comment on her body. I'm not gonna sit here and comment on a lot of her life choices because that's not the point of this video. I have a lot of opinions about it, and in the future I may or may not speak on them in other avenues, but I don't really want that to be the focus of my channel. But Chantal, for those of you who don't know who she is a Canadian YouTuber who has a long-seated history online of being extremely problematic for attention, of trying to be a weight loss channel, but then also being a mukbanger, things like that, and has had
like, all right, get your beverages ready because we're gonna sip every time we hear like hypocrisy or gaslighting. So she's talking about how Foodie. Sorry guys, I need to interrupt this and just yap so that YouTube thinks that we're talking about educational shit, right? Okay. She's talking about how Foodie Beauty is a failed weight loss channel. Okay, click. Is Rosie a failed weight loss channel? Yes. Does Foodie Beauty do intuitive eating? Yes. Does Rosie do intuitive eating? Yes, which just means eating anything, right? Yeah, get your 10-gallon beverages ready. And any age. Yeah.
some really triggering, painful, awful content the past couple of years. I'm going to put trigger warnings up now. I'll be talking about eating disorders, sensitive topics. I may or may not correlate some of my own traumas in this conversation. Because honestly, I'm talking off the cuff here. I didn't write any notes. All I did.
I'm not high. I swear to God. I don't know if it's Marley and how they did their editing, but like I'm hearing sounds behind my head. I'm thinking it's coming from the Alexa. I think they just use really great audio that I've never heard on my computer before. I'm not high, I swear to God. And I slowed it down a little bit because it was sped up.
I didn't write any notes. All I did was Google the definition of binge eating disorder just so it was fresh in my head. A bit about me and my background with.
Okay, so she just wrote treatable ED characterized by large quantities of food, feeling of loss of control, shame or distress afterwards. Okay.
That if I was diagnosed with this disorder in 2017, I believe I developed it at the age of 9 years old. I won't go too into detail, but I definitely, as a child, had a much more extreme version of the disorder than I did in my adulthood years. And I don't even know if any are covered under my specific insurance, but I need a specific type of help. And I found someone who's certified, who'd be a great fit for me. We interviewed, did the whole shebang, because I need.
Yes, intuitive eating, like for normal people, is much different than how the girls do it. The girls do it just, they want to eat whatever they want to eat whenever they want to eat. It's not listening to what your body needs. Intuitive eating should be just mindful eating, like watch what you're eating, getting your, whole foods in and stuff like that. And what the girls do are just eating because they feel like their body needs it. Well, your body does not need a Burger King burger.
Additional help, which is why you're not seeing me giving a bunch of fucking eating advice on YouTube now, because I haven't done
eating advice on YouTube now. Girl, you got demonetized. And you were giving lots of advice on YouTube regarding stuff like this.
The fucking work. But
because I haven't done the fucking
done more work than she has. So just boils my blood, dude. So for her to be getting on camera and monetizing her video and getting clicks for having salacious amount.
So Rosie was mad because Foodie had 3 sleeves of sushi. And then when we look at what the types of food that Rosie has in front of her, like compared to 3 sleeves of sushi, there is no comparison. In this instance, like Rosie eats far more than Foodie does on any given day. On any given day.
Some mukbang food while being like, I'm not binging. I'm 5 days binge free. One thing she's not wrong about is that there is a difference between overeating and binge eating. That's true. And I do see a lot of the commentary that's
like Rosie has over 30 pizza rolls at a time.
Going on online is also people who are misinformed on what a binge is.
And Rosie feels that her large portions is normal. Like that's normal for her.
Because a binge is eating an excessive amount of food in a short period of time. And maybe she is overeating on camera only, and maybe she really is not binging off camera after the fact. But at the end of the day, that doesn't change the harm her current content is doing. It doesn't.
Rosie, look how angry you are. But does Rosie ever watch this back and say, I wonder if me eating a family-sized pot pie is doing harm to anybody? Do you know what I mean? Like, take a drink.
Change the fact that she made a video about neutralizing Taco Bell, neutralizing food while eating Taco Bell. And I actually was curious, and I Googled, I did the little Googles, and double checked. Like there's this website called like Deliveroo in Kuwait that's kind of like I guess DoorDash, and they had pictures of all the food, and it looks like their Taco Bell is actually different, and that it was one order of the quesadilla and one order of the potato. So yeah, cool, fine, whatever. But you're sitting there eating that food, talking about neutralizing food, and then you go to the next fucking video, and it's a binge.
How many times does Rosie talk about how she won't do moderation? She won't have any not foods that she won't eat. Like she won't cut out a food group. How many times has Rosie talked about eating everything is good for her, because if she doesn't, she feels out of control? How many times has Rosie talked about like she still wants to eat the chips and the chocolate and the carbs and everything like that? Like she doesn't she neutralizes every article that goes into her mouth.
Eating large amounts of one thing, eating 3 rolls of sushi is a binge. You just
like, I'm sorry, Foodie's 3 sushis is nothing compared to what Rosie eats daily, sometimes twice a day. Did you guys see how big those quesadillas she ate was? 2 of them? Like 2 of those compared to this? 30 pizza rolls for a snack? Come on.
You can't sit there and tell me that that's not a fucking bitch. You can't. Because had you had like 1 roll of sushi and an edamame and maybe even another side, then that's a meal. That's a meal. Eating a crazy, not even a crazy, well, I mean, I think 3 rolls of sushi. I am full after a roll of sushi. I'm full after a roll of sushi.
You're lying. I call liar. Rosie eating 1 sleeve of sushi and she's full. Girl, like a portion size of pizza rolls is like 5 or 6, maybe 7 if you're hungry. And she ate 30 and continued to eat after that. So nah.
Sushi. I don't even like sushi that much. But it's filling. For you to sit there and be like, sushi's not that filling.
Go.
I see it as like a reflection of my own self-delusions that I've had within my own eating disorder. It's the self-delusions, the self-justifications. I've lived.
Okay, so she's pulling up some PubMed stuff. I'm going to read this one after. And I wonder, I don't remember these articles being in her original. I don't know. I was going to comment on something. Wait, sushi's good. And especially if you get like sashimi, like the stuff without the rice, like sushi can be really healthy for you. Yeah, but only if she had popcorn and 2 bars first. I love some sushi. 200, it's about 200 to 220 per 6 pizza rolls. Yeah. I think she did. We love PubMed over here. I don't remember that in the original video, though.
Lived it. I know it. I've experienced it. And I have compassion for it. I really do. I lack compassion for foodie beauty for many other reasons. But for her to go from that to the sushi to the Chinese food, it's all a ploy for money. It's transparent as fuck. And
interesting. It's all a ploy for money. It's transparent as F. Take a sip. Take a sip.
It's disheartening. And I can guarantee you, I'm about to be taking a big step back from watching any kind of content related to her again. I regret doing it. I was doing it to support someone that supported me and that I liked. Sarah, I think she's a great person. And I think she's doing these reactions for the right reasons. That's to educate people.
How many times does Rosie have double hot dogs? And 2 of them. So 4 hot dogs, 2 buns, plus chips, plus whatever.
Out what this person is doing And just because she's off in another country and living this like fake life or whatever, and just I don't want to get into the drama of her life. I really don't. But it's kind of hard not to, because it really gives background on like why this is so insidious and wrong. And at the end of the fucking day, Chantel, if you're watching this, who knows? You might not. Chantel, whether you are overeating unhealthy food on camera or binging it on camera, at the end of the fucking day, it doesn't really change your impact of the viewer. And I know you don't really give a shit about people outside.
Rosie, you always say you're not doing a mukbang because it's home cooked food. So whether you're having home cooked food or takeout or whatever, it doesn't reduce the impact on the viewer. Let me take the words right out of your mouth. It doesn't matter that it's home cooked versus takeout. It doesn't matter. Yeah, 2 of them.
Out of your own perspective, like it's well documented that that's who you are as a human being. It's the truth. And I'm trying to have this conversation in a way that's less, maybe not isolating, but I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Less like pushing you away from being, I guess, adversarial.
Like we all, like Foodie's gained weight. And I think Foodie's gained about 40, 50, 60 pounds. Rosie's gained over 100. Like she absolutely looks, remember when we see Amberlynn when she was like 300 pounds dancing? Like I'm getting the same vibe. Like this looks like 100 plus pounds or more. Wrong button.
But dude, your content actively hurt me. I can say that for a fact. It actively hurt me. I was laying in bed last night and I won. I didn't binge, but I fucking wanted to. Watching make these decisions and act this way and eat the way that you've been eating actively triggered me. It actually really.
So she come out saying it actively triggered me watching Foodie Beauty. Now, does Rosie have any of this kind of self-awareness for any of her audience member or for what she does? Rosie, absolutely. This just tells me point blank that Rosie absolutely knows what she's doing when she's eating those large amounts or just eating period in front of the camera. That Rosie absolutely knows what she's doing.
Really fucked me up a little bit. In the past few years, I feel that I personally am not as frequent of a binger, but I still struggle with restriction and overeating and things like that.
Okay. I'm just not even going to comment on that. I just have to pause for a deep breath and probably a sip, a gulp.
But I do, the last time I craved the binge was last night, and it was in direct correlation to watching someone react to Chantel's content. It's
direct correlation to someone reacting to Chantel's content. Interesting. Or Rosie, were you just like, God, Chantel's eating pizza. I need a big old Domino's or some Taco Bell or some Wendy's. I'm jealous. Like maybe that was it.
Look, I'm not perfect. I have literally monetized my eating disorder. In my not so recent history, I have left. In my own right, I burned my bridges in those communities because I never want to go back. I never want to.
Here she is admitting that she's burned her bridges in those communities. And now she's trying to use this documentary to kind of get back into those communities in some sense. In some sense, she's trying to be all friendly with everybody.
Do that shit again. And I don't even demonize feederism, but what pisses me off so much.
It's interesting. It's very interesting, the timeline of the past few months. Like making up with Rain, which I understand on Rain's part did not want any more shit with Rosie. I can see that. And now the documentary coming out. And then now trying to get on all these other girls' panels.
About what she's doing is she's pretending that it isn't that, and even a step above that, that she's doing some type of treatment, spreading dangerous misinformation and lies to people regarding what treatment for PED could look like. Because I've done the...
Yeah, well, she was escorted out and then she made an ass of herself and completely removed any hope of ever getting back into the community. What she said after when she left. And we saw half of that, some of that on that one Instagram. I think it's called The Lore, a live that we did a few days ago or last week.
Intuitive eating disorder clinic stuff. I've learned about it. It's been many years, and frankly, I need a refresher.
So 10 principles: respect, honor your hunger, make peace with food, challenge the food police, respect your fullness, something. And I don't think Rosie has ever felt hunger or fullness.
I'm doing other treatments right now for other things that are not directly related to my eating disorder, frankly, because of access to time and resources. As I've discussed in the past, I'm currently on short-term disability, and now I have to move. Originally, I was going to hire an ADHD specialized nutritionist. Had her hired. Next day, I found out I had to move in a relatively shorter time frame than, I expected. And I've not really been one to keep up with reactions regarding her. As I mentioned in the past, I'm a Zachary Michael fan, so I know bits and pieces about her through that, as well as I would occasionally watch recaps that didn't involve her voice or her face because, frankly, they pissed me off. Because I don't fuck with bigots. Period. And so, just to kind of like keep tabs on what was going on. Because look, I'm a little nosy. All right, I just am. So that was part of that for me. But I've never given her channel a view in my life.
This is back when she liked Zach. Would she say she was in psychosis at this time period? I wonder if she's going to claim that.
And I never will. And I don't think anyone should either. You know, I can already hear the, well, then don't watch. Yeah. I wish I had stayed that way. I wish you didn't have a platform. Personally, I think the best way of handling her is for people to stop reacting to her, and make her truly irrelevant, because she's infamous. She's not YouTube famous. She's infamous.
Fat upper pubic area. Chubby. It's chubby. Do you have a chubby kitty?
Chubby kitty. Yeah, her stomach is never empty. Never. Okay. So that wasn't the whole stream, but you guys got it. Like, thank you to Marley Hendricks for grabbing that, because it's gone now. Yeah, Foodie looks thin there too. But all right, I think that's it for today, unless you guys want to watch anything else. I'm just looking to see if she's gone live or posted anything, and I don't think she has. I don't know if she's going to go live tonight. Tonight I have that ceremony for the boys, so I won't be around. I hope nothing pops off. So, and I'm just going to check Instagram real quick. Nothing. So, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a interesting stream. But I'm going to try to find some more old videos. Yeah, she's telling people not to react to Foodie. Yeah. Yep. Thank you guys. Thank you, mods, so much. Thank you, chatters. Thank you, lurkers. I hope I didn't piss too many people off. But yeah. So hopefully we'll see you guys this weekend. And she has been radio silent since the panel. You have time? I have time, but I should go out and mow my lawn. I should go out and mow my lawn while it's still sunny. Yeah, it was an interesting one, Run. Do you think Amber will recover from all this? I don't know why Amber isn't like doing Twitch or Kick or something. I just don't know. All right, guys, I'll play you out with my song, just because I don't know. I don't have an outro yet. So you guys get the song again. But thanks for joining, and it was fun. And I appreciate everyone being respectful. God, I can't get to the beginning. And I appreciate everyone just having great comments and having a good conversation. All right, see you guys later.
Rosie is the queen of the girls, brown eyes and brown hair in curls. Watch her fix her crown with swollen hands. Pantry stacked with baked bean cans. Excuses and trauma dumps. Self-righteous pumps. Arms crossed tight, jaws set hard. Acting like she owns hides through kitchen in a battered chair. Pretends she doesn't need no care. Family calls, she lets it ring. Mattress rumps, only fling. Excuses and trauma dumps. Self-righteous pumps, calling everyone a chump. Arms, legs, and liberty love. Rosie thinks she reigns the room, talking loud to hide the broom. Rolls across the floor and chair, glares at the stalkers with her stare.
Oh, the song is under my videos. Let me just stop sharing. Like not under lives, but under videos. The song is under there. I know, I love it. I wish it was like longer, but I know just because I like the tune. It makes me want to run through a field. Do-do-do-do-do. Makes me want to dance. It's very 90s feel. Natalie and Bruglia type of thing. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining, and I'll catch you later. Bye.